Black people, have you ever given your friend a N-word pass? As a matter of fact, white people, have you ever been given an N-word pass? A sacred pass to say the N-word without any consequence among your group of friends. You're free to say this word without consequence, but what really is the consequence of saying the N-word? Nothing really, because America has free speech. You have the ability to say whatever you feel like and whatever you want at any given time, as long as it doesn't threaten or harm or inflict pain upon another person. That's basically the extent of free speech. But free speech should extend to everybody. That's one of the American principles. The ability to say and criticize the government in any way. Oh, it's like free speech is the ability to criticize the government, right? That's the free speech. I'm confused. What does free speech actually mean? Freedom of speech is the fundamental right to articulate opinions, ideas, and beliefs without government censorship, retaliation, or punishment. That's it. That's the entirety of free speech. It covers verbal speech, written words, symbolic expressions such as art, clothing, and protest. It does not protect against all speech, including true threats or incitement to violence. That is very important with this entire thing. Now, those two things can be argued. True threats or incitement to violence can be argued, but that's basically what it is. It restricts the government from punishing individuals for their speech, but generally does not apply to private companies or private workplaces. Speech goes beyond spoken words to include symbolic speech, wearing armbands, written works, and financial contributions to political campaigns. That's what the entirety of speech is. Now, there are limits and exceptions. The government can legally restrict certain types of speech, such as defamation, such as false statements that harm a person's reputation, any true threats that are meant to intimidate or threaten physical harm. Intimidate is very important in that, and incitement, and speech that directly encourages immediate illegal acts and obscenity, specific types of provocative explicit material, although indecency is often protected. So I want to point this out. Why am I bringing up all this stuff? Well, that's because of this guy.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I'm not
Dumbass.
You know what the fuck it
He's
is,
chimping
cuz.
out.
I'm not with none of that.
Look at him, he's chimping out.
Every time I bleep out a word, he is saying the hard R. I just want to point that out. Every time I bleep out a word, he is saying the hard R. Now, I want to point something out. This isn't just a one-off instance of this guy named Chud the Builder doing this. This is also another instance of this man right here next to me, Chud the Builder, continually saying slurs towards black people and getting white people to try to say slurs. Let's talk about him trying to get white people to say the hard R.
You believe in free speech?
I do.
You think white people should be allowed to say
I will not get into it.
You're not gonna get But y'all believe in free speech?
Free speech?
Yeah, we're like a free speech movement.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah?
This is free speech.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you think white people should be allowed to say
No.
Why not? Oh, guys, y'all believe in free speech?
Yeah, man. Hold up.
You do?
What's up?
Free speech? So white people can say
I ain't saying that.
ah! You guys believe in free speech? Do y'all think white people should be able to say Why not?
A little derogatory.
He don't believe in free speech. What a queer. Y'all believe in freedom?
Fuck yeah.
Freedom?
Fuck yeah.
So we think white people can say fuck yeah!
It's his entire brand of content. He continually does this, and everything you can say about a right grifter, he is doing in leaps and bounds. And I mean every single thing you can say about a right-wing grifter, he is doing. Let's go through some of his accolades. Yes, he has a crypto coin. It has reached not this market cap that you see on screen, but actually an even bigger market cap. 650,000K in market cap. Now, he is doing a rug pull. He has stated multiple times on stream that he is doing a rug pull. I can't find the exact clips because he deletes them off kick, but he is doing a rug pull. He is doing a pump and dump on pump.fun. That's exactly what he's doing. He's waiting to get to a certain point, and then he's gonna dump all the money, and then he's gonna walk away like a bandit. That's basically what he's doing. Now then, on top of this obviously crypto scam that he's doing, he's also doing a give, send, go. Probably wonder what a give, send, go is. Let me give you a refresher about what a give, send, go is. It's basically like a GoFundMe. Now, you may not remember Shiloh Hendrix, but Shiloh Hendrix said the N-word to a little black boy, and then people gave her nearly $1 million because people kept harassing her. The black community showed their solidarity, and the white community showed their solidarity by encouraging this woman to say racist words to a little black boy. Now, why is this important? Well, because Chud the Builder is going down this same exact route. He has raised $50,000 out of $100,000, and this is going up ever so slightly each day. Let's read his story as a family. Help the Chud and his family. Dear friends and supporters and champions of free speech, that's very important. My name is Dalton Eartherly, and I'm reaching out with a heavy heart. fighting to protect my family and my business. Interesting. Just over 1 year ago, I started DLE contracting in Clarksville, Tennessee out of sheer necessity. I was fired from my previous contracting job after Black Lives activists targeted me over words I shared online. Oh no. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words should never hurt you. Jokes and opinions they twisted to end my career. With no other way to support my family and my precious 2-year-old son, I poured everything into this small business, working tirelessly to provide for my family and build a future. Now, this is very important because he is stating that the entirety of his thing is not his fault. It's Black Lives Matter activists getting mad over a word. Say a little word that doesn't matter that much. But now that dream is under attack. The American dream is under attack, people. That's bad. Not for the quality of my work, but what I say online. I've shared mild jokes, unfiltered also. Yes, sometimes I've used the N-word and what I thought was edgy, harmless humor. I love this. It's just openly admitting to it. Openly admitted to it. I know it's controversial, but it's my right to speak freely. For that, hundreds of people in my city are slandering my business, spreading lies to tear down everything I work for. The hate has escalated to a horrifying level. I've received death threats so vile they shake me to my core. People threatening to, oh my goodness, and just the R word and murder me, and even targeting my 2-year-old son with unspeakable cruelty. As a father, hearing these threats against my little boy breaks my heart and keeps me up at night. I'm not going to comment on that yet. In the midst of this nightmare, a spark of hope emerged. I went viral on Instagram, gaining over 23,000 followers who connect to my story, my resilience, and my refusal to be silenced. People are beginning to stand up for American ideals and values. I love that the American ideals and values are just being racist. That's really cool. I gotta respect that. This platform is a chance to turn things around, but right now, I'm broke. The slander has crushed my business's income, and I'm struggling to keep food and tail bills and protect our family from this onslaught. I need your help to bridge this gap and rebuild. Your donation will go towards covering basic living expenses to keep my family secure, exploring legal options to fight the slander and protect my family from these vicious threats, find new ways to create sustainable income for me and my family. This isn't just about money. It's about standing up to a mob trying to not to destroy just my family's future over words, but our rights to free speech as a whole. If you've ever felt silenced, attacked, or punished for your beliefs, you know this fight. My business, only a year old, was born from necessity after I was canceled once before, and now I'm facing it again. With your support, I can rise above this hate, provide for my family, and prove that cancel culture won't break us. Every dollar, every share, every prayer means to the world. Thank you for standing with my family in this battle for freedom and survival. With gratitude, Dalton Earthly, aka Chud The Builder. That was beautiful. Now, why do you need this campaign exactly?
This dude was created because his mom, his aunt, and his dad, his uncle, and they made him. That's why he looks like
Somebody
this.
get him a banana. He's simping out.
A banana.
We got way too nice of cars out here, bro. We're gonna get the chimp on it. Somebody get him a banana.
I think your dad's calling. He wants the car back.
We know your dad's not calling. That never called. He's still looking for the milk.
That's funny.
We like
you.
you.
Better get some new shoes. Them bitches are talking, dog. These are one-on-ones.
What is that?
I'm on a
He got the ankle monitor. This man flipping out.
Look, you're small, bro. You're small.
Bro,
You're small.
look how tiny you are.
You take your shirt off, I take my shirt off.
I'm
right now.
frame mogging
Take your
this. Oh, dude.
Take your shirt off, I take my shirt off.
I'm out here frame mogging this.
Shirt off, bro. You're small.
What up, little ass?
That's
What up, little ass? We frame mogging this.
He's built bad. Built bad as fuck.
Yeah, you're right.
Built like a fuck. I don't know what you built like.
Like a motherfucking brick shit house. They called it a brick shit
You're
house.
fat. You're big. You're
They
tall.
call it brick
What are you, 220?
house.
That big, 220?
You know that shit. Brick
220?
house.
220, bro.
You know, hey, they're gonna say that I paid you to do this. This nigga, I never met him.
Never met me.
Never met you before.
He couldn't pay me because his fucking dad's
I
check
couldn't
didn't hit
afford
yet.
it. I
His
couldn't
dad's
afford
check
this.
didn't hit yet.
There's no way I could afford this ankle monitor on.
His parents' check didn't hit yet. Not till 2 a.m. It don't hit till 2 a.m.
Well, we are clip farming the shit out of. What's your name, Javon?
Dick, nigga.
Dick. My dick. They did the meme.
You got a Walmart Android.
This got an Obama phone.
Yeah, Obama phone.
He said I got an Android. This nigga got an Obama phone.
And his parents pays the fucking bill.
Yeah, you're right. We're sick of paying for y'all's
They're
fucking
sick of
shit.
it. But white people get the most fucking
We're sick of
government
paying for
assistance.
these. Oh, we're sick of paying for these. Guy, I can just tell he's like Ethiopian or some shit, bro. You running a scam. Bro. You Somalian? I knew it.
I be scamming.
How many daycares you running, bro?
Like 2.
God.
He's asking about
I almost forgot. Right. You were praying to homeless people too. So you're a really good person. Don't forget, he prayed to homeless people.
Come here. Let's read you a prayer. Can we read you a prayer? Bless thee, O most high God and Lord of mercy. Wait, first thing we do, we make the sign of the cross. Cool. Ready? We bless thee, O most high God and Lord of mercy, whoever doest with us things both great and inscrutable, both glorious and awesome, of which there is no measure. See, that's the devil.
I'm not
Of which there is no measure, who grantest to us sleep for rest from our infirmities and relaxation from the labors of our much toiling flesh. We thank thee that thou hast not destroyed us with our iniquities, but hast shown us thy loving kindness to man as usual. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God bless you. You're welcome. You need anything else?
He's so noble and kind that in order for a homeless man to get a burger, he has to actively give white people the N-word pass, such as he did right here.
All right, does he want one? Hey, you want one? You hungry?
Take one for later.
God bless you. Y'all have a good night. You good? I got you. I knew your hungry ass was gonna want one. But hey, we can say what we want.
I'm gonna give them get one.
God bless. Say it. Say it. We can
God
say
bless.
what. This nigga.
Thank you. Can I get one more, please?
Thank you. Thank you, nigga. Say it again for the mic. Hold on. Say it.
Thank you.
I love this guy, dude. I love this guy. Oh, that's funny. Hey, you gotta let them all say it too. Let all these white people say it.
My God.
He said you can say it. He said it. He said you can say it. I told him he ain't getting no burgers unless white people can say it. Yo, here you go, brother. Oh, this stupid monkey's chimping out. God damn it. No, we shouldn't have got him going. He's chimping out.
And also, he just continues to antagonize people over and over and over again for the love of the game. He just does it every chance he gets, such as right here.
You talk all that shit in the well.
I'm gonna back up.
I'm walking right back. I'm walking.
Come on.
What's up, man?
What up?
You know they're ready.
Chill.
What up? Chilling. Yeah, I know y'all are way too cool to chimp out.
Chill.
Y'all got money. You got money. Those are retro.
But you ain't gotta do that though.
Y'all ain't gonna chimp out on me. You got too much money.
It's words, but you gotta, you understand that. Look, what up? Free the
Back
guys.
up. Arms
I ain't
length.
gonna do nothing to you, man.
No, I'm just
Do
saying.
something to you. I'm coming to you. You feel me?
I just told you.
Like I'm gonna do something to you.
Yeah, just back up a
I
little
ain't
bit.
did shit to you, fool.
But I don't know,
That's
y'all.
scary as this. I know you ain't on shit, fool. You scary as hell. Like,
Back up.
you think you the only nigga with a gun?
Think
Like,
I'm
I ain't worried
playing?
about no paper spray. Y'all.
Chimping out.
Yeah, show me something. Yeah, you talk all that shit in the well.
I'm gonna back up.
I'm walking right back. I'm walking right. You ain't did shit. What you talking about?
Look at him chimping out.
Yeah,
Y'all might want to back up.
bitching out.
I told you back up. How's that feel? Yeah, now call the cops so you can go to jail. Dumbass. Dumbass. Look at this dumbass. Now go home, wash it out your face.
Now, naturally, I wasn't going to talk about this person. I really wasn't. Now, I not have to talk about this person because he has been put in handcuffs and arrested for antagonizing people, calling them slurs out the wazoo, continually doing this. He was put in handcuffs. I'm sure he's going to get released soon, but he lives a very controversial life, fighting for freedom of speech, doing the true American dream, bringing back its true racist ideals, and I gotta respect that. Now, I don't write any scripts out for a lot of these videos. I kind of just speak my own true thoughts, but I do speak to people about their thought process and ideals, and everybody that I spoke to did not want to be a part of this video. But I am going to talk about their ideals and what they expressed to me and what they said. I'm going to answer their questions as I receive them. One statement I received was, "It's just a word. You guys use it all the time. I don't understand." And I didn't get mad when they said this. I just want to educate people. I like to understand. And I agree. It is a word. It's a simple word. It's nothing crazy. It's a very easy word to get inside of your brain and continually have it. You're hearing all the rap songs over and over again. As a matter of fact, I encourage you, if you really want to say the word, go crazy. Go nuts. I encourage you. I, personally, I'm not going to punch you for you saying a word. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, I would Chud the Builder say it, a chimp out. That's what it is. The issue arises when the intent behind the word. Why do you wish to say the word is my simple question. Because it sounds cool? Is that it? Is that the entirety of the reasoning? As a matter of fact, there's a bunch of other questions I got, but I'm going to answer it all. I'm going to give a very fun response to every question I got. And hopefully, this will give my thoughts about the N-word and all the answers to the questions that I received from the people who I tried to interview for this video and decided to not be a part of the video with their voices in it. I'm not even going to say their names, just going to say their questions because I know they watch my content. So, enjoy. I think it's really revealing how hard some people fight for the right to say one specific word. It's this sacred artifact, very specific word, a badge of rebellion, instead of a reminder of violence that still breathes in people's lives today. There are still people alive that had to go through Jim Crow. There are still people alive that remember how Ray Charles fought to have not segregated ballrooms. That's important to me. The intensity of this obsession, it says more to me than the word ever could. When someone hears, please don't say this. That's it. That's all that black people ask. We have not received anything fair. We have not received anything holy. We have not received anything from America in the grand scheme of things. Actually, I'd like to do a little bit of history for you before I even continue. This is a highway. Did you know that highways go through black communities simply by virtue of they wanted to push out black communities to make them go through a lot of noise and lose their job? Did you know that? Did you know that highways could have just went around the city instead of going straight through the city, but they decided not to, and they go right through neighborhoods in order to disrupt black businesses? Why does every single city planner in America decide to have highways go through low-income neighborhoods? Oh, this place is next to the highway. It's a bad place to live. Well, that's because of racism. Very important. It's very important to do that. It's very important why I bring that up. That's one of 100 examples I could bring up about how structurally America has decided to beat down and pressure on black people. It is disgusting. When your first instinct is to dig in and argue and demand access to one word, it's not about language. I'm pretty sure it's about power. Entitlement that is dressed up as this principle of saying you have free speech. The refusal to hear a boundary, that's the entire point. The word itself is a secondary metric. The word actually isn't that important. It's us testing if you can respect the boundary. The fight becomes proof of something they are trying to prove to themselves, I imagine. That they are not controlled. That no one tells them what to do. That their freedom matters more than your pain. Because it's land of free, baby. I'm American. I can do whatever I want to. And I think it's truly American to do this. I truly do think it's American to fight through it. This may be a crazy example, but it reminds me of the age of consent, because everybody always says the free speech argument. Now I know it's gonna sound crazy, but let me connect these two. Just give me a second. So let's say the age of consent is 14. Let's just hypothetically say the age of consent is 14, right? And then there's this 40-year-old guy. He says, well, I can be with this woman because the age of consent is 14. And then someone says, well, that's still kind of weird and creepy. And then he says, I can't go to jail for it. And let's say they reduce the legal age of an adult to as soon as you hit high school, because you're in a higher grade, you're in a higher tier of life. So they say now high schoolers can now date older people. Now, what do you think will happen? Do you think men will fight against this and say, oh, this is ridiculous? Or do you think they'll accept it? You think they'll accept it with open arms? They'll obviously accept it with open arms because it's not illegal to do that. Same way, as soon as that clock strikes 12 when they're 17 and hits the 18th birthday, you see that 35-year-old man that's been raising them, they're immediately going to say, I've been waiting for this. You know, I've waited for you for this entire time. Boom! As soon as the clock strikes 12. That's the entirety of it, because the law kind of decides how people's moralities go. That's how it operates. The law has always decided that. That's why back in the day in Delaware, the age of consent was 7. So, I got it messed up. Sorry, it was even lower than what I thought. So people bring up the free speech argument. Oh, this is fun. It's loud and fragile all at the same time. Free speech has always meant you can say things without government's punishment. That's the actual definition. That's the legal one. Somehow it has twisted into meaning you are owned comfort, acceptance, and zero pushback from the people who are affected by what you say. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. People can still be affected. Well, you should allow people to say whatever they want to. If someone says that they did something evil and mad and mean and bad to you, you should. No, words hurt. That's why our entire foundational system in America is built from words. That's why words constitute how things operate. You can have all the physical strength and military might as much as you want to, but speeches are how things get done. Speeches move people. Speeches manipulate. Speech is how I get paid doing my job. Words have so much power because they can make you realize something about yourself. Therapy is just words, and it can save lives. That's the power and significance of words. Words have such a tangible, powerful meaning. That's why books are so important. That's why reading is so important. That's why people want you to read less words. They want you to click the terms and agreements. Words are very important. A convenient rewriting of this law, this free speech thing, is that protects feelings while ignoring impact. That's disgusting. The conversation was never about legality. I didn't care about that. It was always about respect. Respect requires listening when someone tells you something hurts. Why are you so adamant on breaking boundaries? Why are you so adamant on trying to disrespect people? Not analyzing whether their hurt meets some standard of proof, not demanding evidence that their pain is real enough to deserve accommodation, just listening, just believing, just saying, I hear you and I will adjust. That's it. That response should be simple. It's not simple for people who have decided that any limit on their ability to exist is an attack on their identity. Black communities drawing a boundary around that word is not a random rule from thin air. Oh, we get to say it, but you don't. No, it's a deliberate act of reclaiming something that used to dehumanize. The monkey, so we don't call ourselves monkeys. We don't say we're chimping out. We don't do that because that's going too far. It is just one word. That's it. A slow reshaping of something ugly into something that carries different weight internally. Even that process is complex and debated within our community in itself. Even some black people don't say the N-word because they think it's dehumanized. People disagree on who can say it, when and in what context. Obviously, there are real disagreements that exist. They belong to the community to resolve. When outsiders try to force their way into that space, that's invasive. Watching someone try to redecorate a house they were never invited into is insane. Insisting they have a right to every room, not understanding that the debate about who gets the key is not for you to join. The debate is for the people who have been locked out before. You do not get to demand entry just because you yourself are curious. I'd like to say the word. You guys say it in your songs all the time. This is interesting. And I want to say this, right? If you hear it in a song and you repeat it in a song in your car, I don't care about that. If you see a post on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or share a meme with the N-word in it and you're white, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. I really don't think you're a bad person just for saying the word. I don't think you're racist for saying the word. It is the obligatory need to constantly want to say it. Also, if you say the soft A to your friends, that's between you and your friends. I don't care about that. It does not matter to me. If you just say the word haphazardly to other black people, they're going to be angry at you. If you say it in the comfort of your house, who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop you? Me? I'm not going to stop you. You can say it, but I'm not going to stop you. If you say it in the comfort of your house, I'm not. I have no way to stop you. If you say I haven't said it once during this whole video. You haven't even heard it once during this whole video. I have no need to say it. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm around other black people, I might say it, but realistically, I don't have a reason or need to say the word. What is the purpose behind saying it? Also, white people are so creative. Why can't you think of a new word that, why we would never want to say? You can just try that. All that I see, and this is just my personal thing, it's a pattern that shows up again and again, and it happens throughout all of history, all of white history. A hunger to take, to absorb, to redefine, to stand in spaces that were not built for you and say, well, this belongs to me too. And this pattern gets framed as equality. It feels so much easier and closer to control. Equality listens and adapts. Think of women, feminism, and equality. What do women want? Women want equality. Well, they should go to war just like men. That's not the equality they want. They want equal pay. Well, you get equal pay when you go to war and die just like everybody. Women should die. No, that's not the thing. Personally, nobody wants to go to war. We don't want that. We want the ability to choose that women can be CEOs. I'm saying we, like I'm a woman. I'm not a woman. It's the whole thing. It's an entire thing. And whenever a woman brings up, well, I'm scared of going out at night because something bad might happen, a man will say, well, it happens to men too. If your retaliation is if your admission of a bad thing happening to you is purely a retaliation, that's bad. That's horrifying. That's not good to have that be the entire argument you have. And this pattern over and over again, this pattern just keeps popping up, this impulse refuses to accept that something can exist without your participation. Do you need to know what's going on in the Spanish communities all the time? You don't speak Spanish. Personally, I wish black people would invent their own language. Oh, we tried to do that with AAVE, but then all the terms got watered down and then it got taken. We don't care if you take terms such as, oh, he's selling wolf tickets. You probably don't even know what selling wolf tickets mean. Probably haven't even heard that. We don't care if you do this incorrectly. You're doing it this when it should be this. It doesn't matter. It does not matter to us. All you using it as Gen Z slang because it's cool and black people sound it. Oh man, Riz. What does Riz mean? That means he has charisma. Oh, it's a whole thing. Riz you up. Use your charisma to court a woman. Oh, maybe if I break it down it'll be easier. Oh, what does you are the birthday mean? You're the main event. You're the big show. You're acting as if you are the most important person on the planet. And right now, a lot of white people, especially Chud the Builder, are acting like the birthday. And it's disgusting. It's crazy. It's nasty. A wound is being tended and you are not part of any of it. And that idea is intolerable. So you insert yourself. You demand access. You claim that exclusion is discrimination and you're being racist towards white people when you can't do that. You ignore the fact that some spaces are closed for healing and not for hierarchy. The inability to tell the difference is the problem. I think I've discovered this with older white people too. They don't hear Nigga, they just hear ER, right? Because there's always the fixation on the hard R version of the word. It's always that. It's acting confused on why it hits differently to black people. Oh, this is strange. Dude, just don't say the hard R. I don't know why you want to say the hard R. I'm not even asking you for censorship, just a little consideration on the words you choose to engage with on a day-to-day basis. It always happens online under the guise of anonymity because people treat the word as if it's some forbidden fruit. Oh, you gotta eat this, you get kicked out the garden, you get canceled. Oh my goodness, and I'm biblical, so I love doing what Adam did. I'm copying in Adam's shoes. I ate from the tree of knowledge, and now I'm kicked out the garden, and you guys think you're God, but you're not. You guys are being pious and disgusting. It's nasty. And back to Chud the Builder for a moment. You likely could have guessed this, but he is a free speech patriot, a Christ is king. You could have guessed that from the earlier clip I showed you. He's America first. And he's live IRL on Pump Fun all the time. Clarksville, Tennessee, a comedian. This is comedy to him. This is fun for him. This is a whole fun thing. This is the issue I have with the entirety of how he operates as a human being. He just sees nothing wrong with it because he's advocating for free speech. And for 193,000 people, he is their messiah. He is the one that's fighting against the woke mob, trying to limit speech. Back in the day, everybody could say it. It was in films and it didn't really matter. It's fun. It's a fun word. You guys say it all the time. This is so interesting. You know what makes this also funny to me? It's how simple the actual request is. I'm not asking you to be a perfect ally. I'm not asking you for silence. I'm not policing every word out of existence. It is literally one very specific boundary, clearly stated, repeatedly stated. The resistance to that single boundary exposes how uncomfortable some people are with limits that are not self-imposed. Accepting the boundary would mean acknowledging that someone else's experience has authority over your behavior in that moment. I think that acknowledgement is the real issue, not the word. The word is a proxy. The real fight is about who gets to set the terms, who gets to say, well, this is not for you. Who gets to draw a line and what is respected. And the debate itself is a form of refusal. When someone says, this hurts me, and you say, let me argue about whether your hurt is valid. Let me do that. You have already chosen. You've chosen your right to question over their right to be heard. You have done that. You have actively already done that. And if you're cool with that, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I have nothing more to add to you. You're fine. It is worn smooth from repeated use. The person asking for the boundary feels it immediately. They feel the shift. They know what is happening. They have felt it before. The exhaustion of having to justify your own pain one more time. The exhaustion of explaining that the word is not just a word, has never been just a word, will never be just a word for people whose ancestors heard it before it being sold, before it being beaten, before being hung from trees, while watching people watched and cheered. But oh, you didn't go through that specifically. That's not you. You never experienced racism. You never experienced that bad racism. The racism back then was way worse than it is now. The racism now is significantly more subtle. It's more casual. It's more regular in normal spaces. That's the reality of it. That's what's going on. That's what the feeling is of the hate and anger and vitriol expanding throughout. And that's why this guy.
Or what? Come on over here. You heard me. Or what?
Continually says it. And he always tries to get the one black person that agrees with them. Always the one random black person, like this guy.
Believe in free speech?
Yeah, it was free speech.
So you think white people should be allowed to say?
Check this out. Depending on how the anger, like they coming at it aggressive.
But free speech.
But free speech, everybody know what I'm saying.
Everybody can say what they want, right?
Of course.
Hey, I got some leftover. It's steak. It's good steak. Fucking $5 steak. And it's good shit. I didn't touch the meat in there.
But I feel like anybody want to say, unless they come in there aggressive,
But we can agree nobody should be killed for words. Nah. Words ain't shit. It ain't like somebody went and stole your whole supply.
Nah.
That's somebody, theft. People should be killed for.
Yeah.
But saying words, a white guy should be able to say, you don't even matter. You don't even care.
Yeah, I really don't care about this.
That's what I'm saying.
Me, I don't. But, you know what I'm saying? It just the terminology how it coming out.
Obviously, it's going to piss you off. But even if it pisses you off, you don't think somebody should be killed over it.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna say it about 3 or 4 times, I ain't get paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I gave you the food.
You know what I'm saying?
Attaboy. I fuck with you, bro. What's your name?
Words is just words, bro.
Words is words. Words is words. I respect you. God bless you.
Respect is not proven through grand speeches or clever arguments. Respect is proven in the small choices where nobody is forcing you to do anything. You choose to step back simply because someone asks you to. That's it. And the choice to continue is going to be more important than any debate ever is going to be. It shows you understand that not everything needs to be conquered, taken, or made your own. Some things exist outside your reach. That's fine. I think that's healthy. That is how society of different people with different histories and different wounds and different boundaries manages to function without tearing itself apart every 5 minutes. The person who cannot accept that will find themselves lonely. They will have company, obviously. Other groups of people who cannot accept limits, they will gather in comment sections and forums and group chats. They will tell each other that they are the brave ones. We are America first. We're the greatest of all time. They are amazing. They're the free thinkers, the ones who refuse to submit to tyranny. They will feel good about themselves. They will also be missing something. The thing they are missing is the experience of being respected. And not because no one respects them, but because they have never practiced the muscle of respecting someone else's boundary without understanding it. That muscle metastasizes inside of somebody. And if you don't have it, you don't use it. It's disgusting. Eventually, you people will lose the ability to recognize that respect flows both ways. You will only see the flow coming towards you. And when you only have respect coming towards you and you're not giving it, that is a demand. You are conquering. You, inadvertently, are colonizing. You enjoy that because it is your manifest destiny. Again, I would like to reiterate, the word is not the point. The point is what happens when someone says, please. The point is what happens next. Whether you hear that word as an opening for negotiation or as the end of a sentence, whether you can accept that a closed door is not an attack on your existence, whether you can let other people have their own spaces, their own words, their own healing without needing to insert yourself into it. That is the question. That is always the question. The word is just where the question lives right now. I would like to give a message to Chud the Builder. I doubt he'll ever see this video, but it feels important to give a message to the man that the video is about in order to at least open a dialogue and conversation. And I'm always open to have a conversation about these kinds of things. You seem very open to conversation. You believe in free speech. So if you'd ever like to talk, you can reach out to me on Discord or Instagram or whatever have you. And I would like to say what you are to me. I think you are part of a performance online that keeps replaying itself. It's a loop where people build entire identities out of outrage. Every consequence you have is persecution. Every critique is proof that you are bravely standing alone against the world. It never changes. Your tone never shifts. The end goal always circles back to comfort, control, and a version of reality to yourself that will keep you at the center of it. I think you have mastered the art of being aggrieved. You have turned grievance into a product, and that product continually sells. Hence why you've happily raised $50,000 for your family. I hope your family is fine. I hope your 2-year-old son has a lovely time, and I hope nothing bad ever happens to him. I don't want to wish any hate upon you, but I know the product you're selling, you know, clicks, donations, speaking fees, maybe even get a book deal. Maybe somebody's going to pay you to come out, but outrage will expire quickly. Fresh outrage is needed. And because black people are always going to be mad about the N-word, you got an infinite self-generating feedback loop of infinite money. You got that, right? You're converting all this criticism into currency, and that's good for you. I think you're speaking like you're under siege while standing on platforms built by massive audiences, donations. You have endless engagement, and somehow you still paint yourselves as voiceless, as censored, as oppressed, all while speaking louder than most people ever got the chance to. I always hear you. I have heard you for the past few months. I didn't want to make a video on you, but I feel like my hands are tied, much like you getting put in handcuffs right now. That's a little bit of a shame. Acknowledging that contradiction, I imagine, would mean you'd ruin the illusion of what you have. Because you need a villain. You need a villain. You want to be a hero, so you need a villain. Anyone who disagrees becomes the villain. Anyone who points out the contradiction of who you are is the villain. The villain makes the story simple. It's good versus evil. It's them versus us. That's it. I don't think white people are evil, by the way. I don't think any group of people are evil. I really don't. I think you, Chud, and the people that support you, I think your mindset, your ideals are a bit outdated. Let's say that. There needs to be some complexity there. I think complexity threatens the product because complexity makes people think. And thinking, well, that reduces engagement because they have to stop and pause for a second and they may find something else. I know the machine needs engagement, so complexity all gets stripped away. You just want to say something loud and defamatory. You really tested my theory, and I gotta respect you for a little bit for testing my theory. What would happen if there was a white guy who just said the N-word to black people? What would they do? But you have taken it a bit too far because you're using the hard R. I feel like if you were using a soft A, it wouldn't be horribly bad. But at the same time, your country, you're using a hard R, you're from Tennessee. A lot of bad things there, man. A lot of bad things. The idea that your life is ruined over words is crazy when you're inflammatorily getting people mad at you. What actually happens is friction, pushback, and consequences that exist in any shared space where people share ideas. You're just experiencing the consequences of your actions. This is no purpose. This is crazy. And you're reframing yourself as martyrdom. You're sacrificing yourself. You're imagining a battlefield where you're the last defenders of something sacred. You're defending a comfort zone that has never asked anything of them. I don't know why you're doing that. I don't know what you're doing. And that comfort zone is warm. I can say whatever I want to. This is familiar. You don't need to grow as long as you have a big following. You're like a One Piece character. Don't really need to grow. You just need to keep doing the same things over and over again so people can keep watching you. You are fine exactly as you are. Everyone else is the problem, right? Oh, that message is so seductive. And you have a cage with no bars. Your cage is made of agreement. Everyone inside agrees with everyone else, and that agreement is safe. On my channel, if you don't notice, I like to have people from the right, the left, middle ground, whatever, what have you. Anybody who wants to come to my channel, you're more than welcome to debate, argue, and talk to me. But realistically, I don't think we're having a debate because a debate would imply that you would change your ideals. Everybody keeps talking about the good fight, protecting tradition, standing against change, and firm against it. The language is so noble, manifest destiny. What is the fight actually preserving? What was the Confederate fighting for? You're keeping certain hierarchies intact, keeping certain voices quiet, keeping things familiar for them, even if that familiarity comes at the expense of everyone else trying to breathe in a space that has never been truly made for them. I don't think the fight is even about the principle or a position or something of that variety. It's disgusting. The two things get wildly confused. A person who has always been at the top experiences equality as oppression, right? It's crazy. Equality is not oppression. That's not a whole thing. The falling that's happening right now is so bad. I don't like what you're doing, man. I really don't. There's also this strange reliance on faith. I understand that you yourself are a Christian man. I grasp it. There's always a strange reliance on faith in these narratives. A constant invocation of God as a shield, as a justification, as a final authority that supposedly validates everything they say and do. I feel like you're outsourcing your accountability as opposed to listening to the highness of the divine, placing every action under divine approval so no one can question it without being framed as the real enemy. And that's a smart move, right? Because a lot of people have a lot of religious trauma. Christianity is one of the biggest religions on earth. If you say you're walking through God, you can get away with anything, and God's whole thing is about forgiveness. I really appreciate the fact that you make this so easy, because you know how to use this, exploit this, and it's so cynical. It's so cynical. People hesitate. People step back. People decide the fight is not worth it. Oh, I don't want to go against all of Christianity. This is ridiculous. That's stupid. Your God, I'm sure, pities you. I'm sure he pities you deeply. Walking through faith will require reflection, humility, a willingness to examine harm and adjust. Instead, there is this rigid certainty, an unshakable belief that you are always correct, always justified, already chosen. That certainty becomes a wall that blocks any growth, because growth demands discomfort. Take it from me, who was incarcerated. I had horrible things that have happened in my life, and you're probably going to say, oh, you're black, obviously you were incarcerated, you were a hoodlum. Yes, I was. 100%. I was. I'm in Detroit, Michigan. I 100% was. That's exactly what happened. You have built your entire identities around avoiding discomfort. I know you have done this. It is disgusting. And that wall protects you from having to change. It also traps you. You see, you cannot see over it. You can only shout from behind it. And that shouting, when you're loud and the loudest in the room, big and loud, and everybody's listening. Yeah, he's loud, so he must be right. I feel as though we as a people have allowed the loudest, most inflammatory people to become famous in a way that is disgusting. You see, at the fear of it having to admit that the worldview that you've built lives on nothing. There are no cracks in Christianity. Cracks will require fixing. Fixing will require work, and work is wildly uncomfortable, so all your cracks get ignored. The walls stay up, and the shouting continues. What always baffles me, and maybe you can answer this, Chud, I'm just so curious actually, how change itself has become the villain in your story. Any shift towards inclusion or awareness is treated as an attack rather than an evolution, right? I just want to know, because that resistance is always going to carry a fear of losing position, of losing control, of having to exist in a world where they are not automatically centered. I'm just curious what that happens to you. Instead of facing that fear, Chud, you weaponize it into rhetoric that sounds like defense. It's nasty. I'm pretty sure you just want to preserve the imbalance. And I'm sure your language sounds beautiful. What is it? Protecting our children, right? Preserving our values. Defending our way of life. I think that language is specifically designed to invoke emotion. The language is designed to shut down inquiry. Who would argue against protecting children? That's ridiculous. And I don't think the question is whether children should be protected. The question is what they need to be protected from. And the answer keeps shifting. Black people, gay people, trans people need protected against foreigners. Something says an enemy. We gotta find an enemy. We gotta find an enemy. And children are simple creatures. You give them a TV show with a villain, and they know Captain Pollution is worse than Captain Planet, because that's the villain. That's what it is. And your answer keeps finding new enemies. The enemies are always people who want something different, something more, something that threatens the comfort of the familiar. Just something, right? Your performance, Chud, requires an audience. The audience is people who obviously feel left behind. People who feel the world changed too fast. People who are genuinely struggling and looking for someone to tell them it is not their fault. And I know you as a grifter are going to provide that service. You're going to say, Well, you're not the problem. The problem is out there. The problem is those people, those ideas, that changed. You were fine. You were good. Stay exactly where you are. Gamers are great. And I'm sure your message is comforting. I'm sure that to people that are weak and misguided, your message is gonna be like candy to them. Oh, it's gonna be outstanding. Oh, Jolly Ranchers and Snickers. Haven't eaten a Jolly Rancher in like 10 years, by the way. Just an aside, by the way. Don't know why I brought that up. You have trapped these people into your grift for analysis because that is the trap of the grifter, to continually make someone dependent on the grifter for the analysis, for direction, for validation. The dependency upon you is the point. The dependent audience does not leave. A dependent audience keeps donating. A dependent audience keeps sharing. A dependent audience keeps the machine running. The tragedy is that some of the people in that audience could have grown, could have learned, could have adapted to a changing world and found new ways to belong. And you, Chud, have prevented this. You are the grifter. And I don't think you did it explicitly, but you made that growth in any capacity feel as if a betrayal to who they are as a person. You have framed adaptation as a surrender by telling them that the only way to keep their identity intact is to refuse any change. You have imprisoned them in the flag. I'm sure somewhere in all of this is a quiet, uncomfortable truth that does not get spoken enough. Belief without humility drifts into arrogance. Certainty without reflection will always drift into harm. Invoking something higher while refusing to look inward creates a version of faith that will always feel hollow. Whatever higher power you imagine, standing beside them would have to watch that refusal, right? That pride, that unwillingness to grow, and respond with something that's disappointment. I feel as though your God is very sad in you. I'm sure he is. The faith you claim becomes a costume. And that costume is always going to be worn for your audience, your 192,000 people. Only a person wearing the costume knows they're wearing a costume. I'm sure you know the difference between genuine humility and performed certainty. I mean, you have to know. You spend enough time in, I imagine, churches and prayers and moments of private silence where no one was watching. I think those moments are tests. Those moments are where your actual faith will live or die. I think that's important. I think that's an important thing you should probably learn about. I think your loop will continue. I think the performance you have will keep replaying. New grifters will emerge because of you, and more people will continue to enact in language and movements that harm black people and get them infuriated. You are doing incredible harm to the black community, and you are dangerous. The heroism you are displaying is hollow, and the hollow will keep needing to be filled. The filling will never be enough, and you will keep digging into a deeper hole and trying to incite people just for the sake of inciting them. You are evil. I think my biggest concern overall for the entire thing about you, Chud, is the fact that you have a child and you will be having this harmful rhetoric and these mindset be expanded upon for the new generation. You're not making trees whose comfort you will never know the shade of. You are simply trying to get all the benefits of existing right now without being concerned about the hate and vitriol you're spreading in the future. That is my biggest concern. And I am sad, very sad, that the fact that you think that this is good behavior in any capacity. I don't want you canceled. I don't want you taken off the internet. I would hope you'd be open to some form of teaching or dialogue to learn to not do this behavior. But as you stated, the Black Lives Matter activists are actively after you, and you can't get a job. You can't do anything you want to. You actively are forced to do this because it's the only way you can make money. And the attention is probably alluring. So many people are vowing for you and vying for you and fighting on your side. It is depressing that you have to resort to this just near childish level of operating as a human being because you do not have the wherewithal or the foresight to actually know that this is not a correct way to do it. You're on the wrong side of history, and I cannot say anything that could possibly sway or move you in any capacity at all. I'm sure that a conversation between us would probably just be content for you, of you calling me slurs and trying to get me agitated and angry, and you would be satisfied if I did get angry or chimped out, as you would say. It is depressing that you just want to rage bait and get people pissed all over words. Words are powerful. They have meaning. Our entire constitution is built on words. Our entire processes of laws are built on words. We speak to say the words we need to have come out. We speak in order for people to understand us. We have a language, so we evolve past most things so we can actually speak and communicate, to express ourselves in ways that actions cannot possibly even consider. There are so many beautiful ways to use words, and you have chosen to use them in the ugliest and most dehumanizing way possible by continually reminding Black people of a past that we have fought so hard to get rid of. And if you say do you want to use the N-word, I can't stop you. There's no universe in which I could possibly disrupt you or in any capacity, but your actions will have consequences. And those consequences will continue and continue and continue as life goes on for you. It is depressing that you think this is the best way to conduct yourself. I pity you. And I hope that something in your life changes, or I hope that you at least think of your child, or think of the future of America, or the country you claim to love so much. I don't know if America first to you means only white people, or you think that exceptionalism is purely granted towards people to accept whatever they want to say without any consequence for the things you want to say. I cannot send you to prison. I cannot send you to jail. I cannot have the government come in and attack you. I can't have a bunch of Black people come and do anything to you. I can't get any legal repercussions for what you have done. I could do nothing of the sort. And you are very smart to function within the confines of the law within your state. I know you're thinking of only in the laws within your state and standing your ground because you are in Tennessee. I grasp that. One day something bad's going to happen. And I do not wish for something bad to happen to you, because despite all the things I said about you in this video, despite the fact you rage bait and get people pissed and angry and fill them with all this hate and anger, you are still a person. I don't hate you, Chud. I hate the way you operate. I hate the mindset that you have. It's very difficult for me to hate a person, and I'm sure you are acting as if you are a scared animal in a cage, trying to figure out what it is like to exist and live. You are doing your best, your absolute damnedest, to not get put down like the dog that everyone says you are. You are a sad, miserable, pathetic, weak, cowering individual who is doing anything in their power to stay relevant without having any talents or ability to have a ability for yourself to do anything. You have no skills that could transfer into the workforce. Are you actually benefiting anything towards America? I have no clue. I don't know if your company would do better. I don't think people want to work with racists or bigots. I'm not sure they want to do that. And it's not even because of the social ramifications of them working with you. It is just because it would be strange to work with somebody who is actively vying for just defamatory nature and rage baiting people. I feel as though that is the bigger reason why you're probably not getting a lot of work, or more so people are coming at you in such a sideways manner. If you think words are just words, then simply all the insults that I gave you, and they're very light insults, mind you, mean absolutely nothing. All the words that I say right now, that you have as much brain as you have earwax, that you are a snail-skulled little rabbit vying for the attention of the internet, teetering at the feet of Black people to get a relevance in life, simply suckling on the teat of using Black rage to get a higher compliance in life. All these words should mean absolutely nothing to you, that you are a pathetic, miserable miscreant of a human being that deserves nothing and will achieve nothing in the grand scheme of things, and eventually people are going to get sick of reacting to you, and we will evolve past you. Maybe you are a conduit, a catalyst for a bigger evolution for a lot of Black people to realize that they shouldn't react to words that are meant specifically to engage with rage bait. But rage bait, interacting with it, makes people feel powerful. I know this. I know that insulting somebody or getting them riled up and fired around gets the people all moving. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of what you are. I'm aware that you just want to see people pissed. You want to see them turn to the hawk, get rage, chimped out, get them bananas, go crazy, re-invoke racist rhetoric, say words, but you're not doing anything. You're only pepper spraying them when they react to the words, and thus you are in the confines of the legal precipice. You are within the boundaries of the law. This is a beautiful, beautiful arc of manipulation. And I can almost applaud the level of connivingness and evil and deceit that you've done, because it is truly villainous in nature to want people to strike you, to infuriate them to the point where you know you would get a reaction. That is impressive. I think that you are absolutely built to be a content creator, because most content creators are inflammatory, nasty, disgusting, trifling little content creators that simply do rage bait titles and clickbait all the time. I am deeply no different than you when it comes to manipulation. I think we are of the same vein and same breath when it comes to that. However, the methods that you invoke upon your manipulation are reprehensible. You have no honor in your thievery. It is disgusting. And in this business, I cannot say that you are incorrect or wrong. I'm sure you're getting a lot of money advertisers. You're streaming on Kick, which is the worst of the 3 streaming sites that I know of, which would be YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. You've chosen the worst of the 3 because you can get away with a lot more. Doing stuff to get you lightly banned, and I'm sure you can continue to do this for quite some time. I hope you build up enough money to actually grow as a person, and I hope your child has a lovely and amazing future. And I hope, no, I pray, that one day you will actually become a man. Dear God, please deliver us or DiGiorno us from evil that Chud is committing, whatever he may do. I hope that he finds guidance in your ways, and the Lord. Praise be to the Most High. Yahweh, Jesus, guide this lost soul away from the infuriation that he brings upon others and the guise of your words, using a false idol as a premise to enact hate and anger to a depopulated and minority of the America that he lives in and the God that he worships. Hopefully he has a vision that allows him to do something amazing. In your name, in Jesus' name, in the Most High's name, amen. I hope you seek retribution for the actions that you commit, because you are intolerable. Anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for checking out my video. If you have anything you'd like to say to me about anything that I operate, please comment in the comment section down below. This is a very long video and it took me quite some time to make, and I hope that you really enjoy it. I release hour-long videos pretty much every single day about my thoughts and opinions, or veering on an hour. It's 2 uploads daily here, and if you want to see me go live, you can go ahead and go to my side channel, CEROS Live. I believe I pinned it in the top comment, as well as my Patreon. My Patreon helps me make videos of this variety, helps me get that. If you have any suggestions for videos, please let me know. The reason I figured out about this was because somebody suggested talking about this person on my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laurel. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you